What's up guys, Shane here for Reef Lounge TV, and we are back for another episode of our tank tour series. This time it's actually an update on a tank that we featured on this series previously. This is the Waterbox 165.4. This is a 115 gallon tank, and this system was set up in around October of 2022, so coming up on that 3-year mark. And if you guys remember this tank from the previous video, it really couldn't look any more different right now. This tank's actually been through a few different iterations. Weren't quite sure what we wanted to do with it in the beginning. So this tank kind of started off as a LPS softy tank. About 6 months in, we went ahead and made it a full Ghani tank. As you guys can see here, at that point this tank had sand in it, and it was basically just Ghaniapora. It was one big Ghaniapora garden. We left it like that for, I don't know, a few months. I feel like probably not really that long. We ended up pulling all the sand out, going bare bottom. We wanted to do some SPS in this tank. At first with the acros, we really struggled kind of for the first year and a half of this tank. But something happened around that 1.5 year mark, where all of a sudden all the acros that we put in here just started doing really well. Started getting a really nice polyp extension like you can see here, and colors really started to come out nice, kind of more like what we see with our acro system on the farm. So at that point we really kind of went all in on adding some SPS to this tank, but we wanted to do a true mixed reef for this one, just to kind of showcase how you can do it with a whole variety of different kinds of corals, LPS, you know, Acropora, few softies. We've got a couple of mushrooms in here. So we've kind of got this little hammer garden going over here, which is pretty cool. Minimal fish in this tank, couple wrasses. See the long-nosed hawk there. There is a bristletooth tang in here somewhere. There he is. Just for algae control, really great working fish. And then, as I said, we went bare bottom on this one, and we're actually just doing kind of like a little frag grow out system right now. So we just added this. These are new tiles, so they're still kind of seasoning, not the prettiest there. But as you guys can see, this tank has gone through a major change from the last time we featured it on the channel, where again, it was pretty much all Ghaniapora. Now I would say this is really like a true mixed reef. So we've got kind of got a higher energy area up at the top, a little bit higher light, higher flow, so we can keep our acroporas up there. And you kind of work your way down. There's a lot of zoas mixed throughout this tank. We've got a nice little Euphyllia garden here with all of our different torches. So these are all, I'm looking at all the different strains we have here. These are pretty much all torches that we aquaculture here in-house. So we have a large torch selection on the farm. That's really kind of one of the corals that we've put a lot of our focus into the last couple of years. So we figured we'd do a nice little display here to kind of show off some of the varieties that we work with here at the shop. Again, a lot more zoas there towards the lower portion of the tank. We threw some encrusters in there as well. Just, you know, using some leptos and stuff like that to try to fill some of those lower light areas that are kind of hard to find the right corals for. And then just more LPS on the bottom. Really went heavy with the hammers on this tank. More acros up there in the back. Couple leathers tucked there in the back corner, just because we needed a place to put them. But yeah, as you guys can see here, this is a pretty good example of what happens with a lot of the displays here at the shop. I'll give you guys a quick peek at some of these other ones. We do run a lot wider light because of the acros on this tank than we do in some of these other displays. This tank recently got a makeover about a month ago as well, so I'll do another update on that one here in the future. And then this tank was featured once on the show before, and also really couldn't look any more different than it did in that last video. We're incorporating some different aquascaping techniques here with this one, kind of doing some of the floating sand islands that we've been experimenting with lately, just trying to kind of do something different. And again, we look at these displays here at the shop as kind of a living, breathing organism, so it should constantly be going through change. And we really like to kind of switch it up just to keep you guys, you know, interested and excited to come in and check out the displays if you haven't been in a while. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in and show you guys this one. Really happy with how this tank has matured. And like I said, really turned a corner about that 1.5 year mark, and it's just been a real pleasure to enjoy this tank the last year or so. Really low maintenance. We've got the Apex, everything on here, automated, really easy. We've been happy with the tank, happy with all the equipment on here, and yeah, looking forward to showing you guys what this tank looks like in another year or two, especially with all that SPS growth. This is another one that I'm not sure that we have actually showcased on the channel before, but this is kind of Jimmy's big. This is kind of his baby right here. A lot of his favorite fish and corals have gone into this one. And this one looks totally different than it has in the past as well. Some really nice large acro colonies from one of our service accounts that shut their system down. So yeah, if you guys like these tank tours, I know you guys enjoyed these videos in the past. Now that we're a little bit more active here on YouTube, maybe I'll start doing some more of these. And if you guys are local to the SoCal area, definitely wouldn't mind doing some home visits and maybe doing some traveling for this series as well. I have a couple of service accounts that have given us the okay to do some filming of their tanks. So I'll probably show you guys some of those here coming up in the near future. And of course, we'll continue to update you guys with all the systems here at the shop. Perfect example here, this used to be all rose bubble tip anemones. Now it's pretty much all torches. So always try to keep things fresh and new here at the shop. As always, appreciate all of you guys that watch our content, everyone who has come in and supported us in store. A lot of big things planned for the rest of the year. Reefapalooza coming up in a couple of months. And we are always expanding here at the shop. Anyways, I think that does it for this one, guys. I thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. And I'll see you on the next one.